Hi, first grade. It's Miss Flaherty, and today we are going to be learning and practicing regrouping using base 10 blocks. So before we get started with our challenge for today, I want to review some of our base 10 blocks and ways that we can find equivalent values to regroup. So let's think about our ones cubes right now. I'm going to put them on my fridge. I know that every ones cube is worth Good, every ones cube is worth 1. So if I have 10 ones cubes, I know that 10 ones are worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're worth 10. So think in your brain, what other base 10 block could I exchange or swap these 10 ones cubes for? If you were thinking of exchanging them for a 10 stick and you rocked it, 10 ones is the same value as a 10 stick. So I can say that they're equal. Now let's think about our 10 sticks. If I have, erase that here. If I have 10 sticks, I know that each of these is worth 10. So I'm going to go ahead and think about how many 10 sticks I would need to regroup into a bigger unit. So here I have 10 sticks. How can I figure out the value of 10 sticks? What could I count by? If you think we could count by tens, good job. We can count our 10 sticks by tens. So let's go ahead and see what the value of 10 sticks is. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So if I have 10 groups of 10, or 10 sticks, what other base 10 block could I exchange those for? If you were thinking of a hundreds block, then you rocked it. I know that 10 groups of 10 is the same value or is equal to 100. So now we're going to use what we know about our base 10 blocks to help us count up the value and write it in words for these different challenges. So my first step is I need to read the words to think, what should I represent on my paper to be able to count up the value? So it says find the value of 100, 13 tens, and 7 ones. So you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, and go ahead and set up your place value chart. In a place value chart, we have a place for the hundreds, the tens, and the ones, because those are the place values we're working with right now. So I'll give you a minute to get that set up. Great, so now what we're going to do is we are going to represent these base 10 blocks exactly the way it tells us in our place value chart. So you can get your pencil and do that with me. I'm going to show 100, and I'll check it off. Then I'm going to show 13 10 sticks. That's a lot of tens. I'm going to make sure I organize them in neat rows of 5. 1 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens, 9 tens, 10 tens, 11 tens, 12 tens, 13 tens. Check mark if you showed all 13 10 sticks. And now we have to show 7 ones. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 7 ones. I'll also organize those in neat rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you have a really organized place value chart, you can give yourself a little smiley face on top. Now, when I look at this place value chart, it's not easy for me to right away be able to read the value that it shows. I notice that we are going to have to use some regrouping because we have a lot of certain place value blocks. Think in your head, what do we have a lot of here that we might need to use regrouping? If you notice that we had a lot of 10 sticks, you did a good job. So I want to think, how can I regroup some 10 sticks into a bigger unit to make this easier to count? Well, I remember that 10 groups of 10 is the same value as, it's the same value as 100. So I'm going to group together 10 sticks. And I am going to exchange those 10 sticks for a hundreds block because 10 tens is the same as 100. Now I can put an X here because those 10 sticks have moved next door as a hundreds block. Okay, it looks like now I'm ready to count up what's in each place value. So I have 7 ones. I only have 3 10 sticks and 2 hundreds blocks. Go ahead and read that number to yourself the first grade way. Great, that number is 237. Now write that in words on your paper. I'm going to go ahead and write it in words on my paper. I'll fit it right here. 237. Okay, you're ready to move on to the next challenge. So in our next challenge, we're going to use regrouping to help us figure out the value of 2 hundredths, 11 tens, and 12 ones. Go ahead and set up your place value chart with your hundreds place, your tens place, and your ones place, and start to sketch your base 10 blocks. 2 hundredths, check. 11 10 sticks. Let's keep these organized in neat rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Check. And 12 ones. I'm going to keep these organized in neat rows of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Check mark. Now I want you to notice the drawing in your place value chart. Where do you think we could use regrouping to help organize this and make it easier to count? I notice we have a lot of ones. How many ones should we make a group of? Good, we should make a group of 10 ones because I remember that 10 ones is the same value as a 10 stick. I'm going to make that one nice and bold so I don't forget it's there. Now I notice in the tens place we have a lot of 10 sticks. How many 10 sticks should I make a group of? If you were thinking grouping together 10 sticks, then you rocked it. 10 tens, remember, has the same value as 100. Good job. So I'm going to exchange those 10 sticks for a hundredths block. Now let's look at our chart and count up what's left. 2 ones, 2 tens, and not just 2 hundredths, but 3 hundredths. Read this number the first grade way to yourself. Good. Now go ahead and write it in words. I'm going to write it in words right here. 300 22. Make sure you spelled your number words correctly. Awesome. Great work, first grade. I'll see you again soon.